Oklahoma State's defense had given up 51 points to the Sooners and 41 points at Baylor in the final 2 games of the regular season. The Cowboys then had to sit around and think about it for a month before finally stepping foot back on a football field on a very cold and windy New Year's Day here in the heart of Dallas Bowl. And while Purdue may have taken Notre Dame to the brink and lost at Ohio State in overtime, the Boilermakers had also lost 5 straight games at one point this season, and the Big Ten team's deliberate way of moving the ball down the field and lack of team speed proved a fatal flaw against the Cowboys. There were those who thought the bowl snub would dampen the Cowboys' enthusiasm and leave OSU unmotivated. While the Cotton Bowl sat less than half full, there was no looking back for the Cowboys. All eyes were focused on Purdue, and Clint Chelf and his orange comrades came out camera ready. We were a little more than 5 minutes in when Josh Stewart dropped back to field the punt and made some nifty moves on his way to breaking free for 64 yards. Cowboys in business in the red zone. 4 plays later, Clint Chelf finds Charlie Moore for the pretty 4-yard touchdown. OSU takes a 7-0 lead with 8 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
It was big to get off going fast, and once we put some points on the board, it kept snowballing from there, and it really worked out for us.
Snowball, you say? It's only 7-0. Not for long, my friend, because big Calvin Barnett tips the Robert Marv pass at the line of scrimmage, and it floats into the hands of junior safety Shamel Gary, who takes it back to the Purdue 26 in less than 80 seconds after their first score. Cowboys find the end zone again, this time on the 7-yard bullet pass from Chelf to high-flying 6'3" tight end Blake Jackson. It's 14-0.
Pass completed to number 18.
Yeah, we kind of try to tempo them, but, it's never easy. They're all Division I players, and they've got good players and coaches, and they're going through a tough time. But, for us, we just tried to go out and execute our game plan, and, we did a good job of it today.
Second quarter, OSU drives 80 yards in 10 plays and 3 minutes and 12 seconds as backup quarterback J.W. Walsh rolls right and finds redshirt freshman tight end Jeremy Seaton wide open for the 16-yard touchdown pass. Who didn't see that coming? 21-0 Pokes with over 14 minutes left in the second quarter. And while the team's statistics were similar, it was 28-0 Cowboys at the half. Didn't take long for the things to boil over in the third quarter. Marv completes the quick pass to receiver O.J. Ross, but Justin Gilbert knocks the ball out, and DAYTAWION LOWE is there to catch it and return it 37 yards for another touchdown. OSU leads 35-0 under a minute into the second half.
We went there scared to death. We'd seen the Notre Dame game, and the Ohio State game, and the Indiana game. I mean, we knew they were a really good football team, and sometimes the ball just starts rolling downhill and you can't get it stopped, and I think that's what happened to them.
Definitely no hope of stopping the stampede as Clint Chelf throws deep into double coverage, but Isaiah Anderson goes up and makes the pretty catch for another 37-yard touchdown. It's 45-0. Anderson led all receivers with 5 catches for 78 yards. Chelf had an efficient day, completing 17 of 22 passes for 197 yards and 3 touchdowns with no interceptions. As OSU wins it 58-14, Clint Chelf is named MVP, and a couple of great seniors in Cooper Bassett and Quinn Sharp win their final game as Cowboys.
Man, it was real fun going out there finishing my career this way. I want to go out with a win, not only me, but the seniors on this team. And, we all stressed this whole bowl preparation, just, do it for the seniors, do it for your brother and things like that. And those guys bought into it, bought into the system, bought into the motto, and, we was out there flying around today.
Just kind of, I'm a type of player that when my name is called and my team need me to make a play, I just try to do my best to do that. And our whole team played good as a whole today, and we came out ready to play, and it just worked out in our hands, and we're happy for that.
I mean, it was great. We had a long, hard, and we had some ups and downs on the defensive side of the ball. And I think, like, us coming in today, we wanted to prove and set the record straight that we're a good defense. So, I mean, with that, I think they're going to give us momentum going into the spring.
These bowl games kind of lead you into winter workouts. And if you don't finish the season like you want to, we lost our last 2 games. Winning the bowl game becomes more important, believe it or not. You know, if you finish strong and you play in a bowl game and you play well and you lose, it's not as fun, but it's not as big a factor as it is when you're playing in a bowl game. And we lost on the last play of the game to Oklahoma, and then had a shot there at the end against Baylor after getting really far behind. So to come back out and prepare and play well makes a difference going into winter conditioning.
Oklahoma State head coach Mike Gundy seemed to say after the game on Tuesday that Clint Chelf will indeed be the starter when the Cowboys return for spring practice next season. Oklahoma State does lose some key pieces on the offensive line, but for the most part, this team stays intact and should be back in good position to contend for a bigger and better bowl game next season. Reporting from the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Damon FONTENOT, NEWSOK Sports.